What up, boys? It's Gaz, and welcome to the Warframe video. So we had a really hype dev stream yesterday while I was at work, and I got to watch it 8 hours later, and it was pretty nice to, be watching from the sidelines. Everyone is having fun and talking about the dev stream. But here we are. I'm going to go over some of my thoughts on it. I'm going to go over some stuff you definitely need to keep track of if you are someone that plays this game, or someone that farms Steel Essence in general, because just straight up, Steel Essence farming is gone. It is gone. Let's go into the dev stream and what is going on today. We'll have some gameplay on the screen from some stuff that will not exist anymore. We're going to go over basically everything they talked about on the dev stream. And thank you to everyone in the Discord server for helping me gather this information. I watched the dev stream, but, it was late. All right, so let's make sure. Also, this was recorded live on Twitch, this gameplay footage, so check out twitch.tv/TTV if you want to check out the live Twitch channel stuff. All right, let's just get into it first. All right, we're gonna go in order of what stuff they talked about, and we're gonna save the most important Steel Essence stuff for last. All right, so they said they're gonna be making it on PS5. No word on Xbox One X yet, but I mean, come on, of course they're gonna make it. There's no release date for PS5. There is a dev workshop for them buffing glaives, those melee weapons that are okay, but really no actual reason to use them. They're buffing them, and they're still not going to have any reason to use them. So there you go. They're super out of touch of what's actually good. So there you go. They're going to buff them. There's a dev workshop. I'll link it in the description. I'm not even going to read it because it's not even worth it to me. All right, the Steel Path. Or we'll do that later. Deimos Arcana, the next big update for Warframe, is actually going to be, it's basically going to be Heart of Deimos, but the second half of it, potentially. There's going to be 7 new weapons, not including the infested kit guns. Let's show all the stuff that they were showing that they were going to have in there. So we've got the new second Necromech. Those Zaku changes from a month ago that never added, those will be in here as well. Gara Deluxe, which will also come with a sword skin, I believe. The Steel Path changes we'll talk about near the end of the video. Conservation, so animal hunting changes, making it less terrible. New Deimos bounties. There will be new underground areas for Deimos with some new bounty stuff there. Infested kit guns. I believe there's going to be 4 of them. So start getting kit gun ribbons if you want to get one of those 0.5 dispo ribbons at launch. Isn't that pog? And 7 new weapons. There's going to be a infested war fan that's going to be similar to the Colossus. When you do heavy attack, it will fire off blades. There's going to be some infested nunchucks, an infested AoE bow, lots of stuff like that. So keep an eye on those being potentially kind of fun. There will be new arcanes, and they were very brief on talking about the new arcanes. There's going to be some new arcanes for the infested kit guns, and there's also going to be some Warframe ones apparently, but we'll see where we get those from. And 4 new augments. Let's go over the augments really quickly. There will be an augment mod for Gauss, an augment mod for Wisp, an augment mod for Garuda, and an augment mod for Revenant. Now, these augment mods were actually data mined nearly a year ago, so they finally added them to the game. Alright, so let's go over what they're going to do. I'm not going to put them on the screen because I'm too lazy right now. The augment mod for Wisp, it will make it so when you teleport to one of your little flowers you put on the ground, it will give you increased critical chance for snipers, up to 300%. And I hope that's moddable by range. Now, the data mined information was literally entirely the same. They have not changed it since the data mines. And that's really not a big deal. I mean, sniper rifle critical chance, if you're using Wisp and Eidolon fight, you're already one-shotting, so I don't really see the point of that. It's also going to use a mod slot. It might be good on the Comarex. The Comarex doesn't have too much critical chance, and it's an AoE, sniper rifle, so I could see it being okay there. But then again, I don't want to use a mod slot for increased critical chance of my Comarex. I'm just going to use melee most of the time. But we'll see if when they make the Warframe Revised update, hopefully in December or mid-December, maybe they'll make guns better around then. Then we can have the Comarex become the new god weapon with this Wisp augment mod, right? All right, moving on to the next one. It's going to be for Revenant, and it's going to be. It was also data mined a while ago, and it's for every active mind-controlled thrall you have, you get increased primary damage. Pretty much entirely useless. It will be modelable by strength, I bet, but it's a primary. I mean, I don't really use primaries with Revenant. I use his abilities, and I use melee, and I guess secondaries too at the Kuva Nukor. Maybe it would be kind of fun for a Brahma build or something like that with Revenant, but I'm not really holding my breath on that one being anything defining for Revenant. Next one for Gauss. Probably the best augment of the bunch is going to be when you run into a wall with his first ability, it will create a mini vortex that will like pull on enemies. I'm envisioning like a mini Vauban vortex, or maybe something similar to the Sinoid Simulor. Hopefully it's more of a Vauban vortex and not Sinoid Simulor. But yeah, this sounds pretty good. Now the thing is, you don't usually mod for too much range on like an Endurance Gauss build. It's usually just like really high duration, rolling guard, that kind of stuff. You build high range on the Gauss nuking build, but you're already nuking with your 3 and your just your 3 pretty much for that Gauss build. So it might be like a new Gauss playstyle opened up, just like a little bit more range, like maybe like use a lower ranked narrow-minded for your Endurance Gauss build to make those vortexes on the walls. So I'm potentially interested in that one. And then the last augment mod, just it's for Garuda. It's for Seeking Talons or 4th ability. It will make it where you can tap the button to make a slash AoE around you. I was really hoping they would do something like this with Garuda on her like little blood altars, where you would put blood altars on the ground, and then you'd push 4, and it would make like a slice in the blood altar radius. But they decided to make that a radius on your person instead of an augment mod. So I'm really not interested in this one. It's gonna have the additional benefit of giving you additional combo chance on your Garuda Talons, which is her signature. Basically, if you don't equip a melee weapon, you get Garuda's Talons, and they're like, okay. But the problem is with additional combo count chance on the Talons is they can equip Weeping Wounds and Blood Rush, but they get no benefit from them. So building up combo on Garuda's Talons is just useless. So yeah, I wonder if they even realize that doesn't work, because it looks like a really out of touch stupid mod in my opinion. All right, that's the 4 augment mods. What were we talking about? Okay, we're done with that. Moving on. They're going to be buffing some frames. They're going to be buffing these frames. Let's go over what they're buffing and if that actually matters. So for Chroma, you're going to be able to switch between elements on him mid-mission. So you can go from Toxin Chroma element to Fire Chroma element to Ice and Electric, whatever you feel like. So that's really good for Chroma. They're also going to buff his Dragon Breath again. It's still going to suck though. It will be, they're trying. It's going to have a 100% status chance and chain between enemies, which is a lot better than it was before. So, you know, you can't say they're not trying with Chroma. He could always go, like, his 4 still is trash. So his 4 is only used for Profit Taker credit farming. So there's that. Ash's changes to be very minor. You just, with his Blade Storm, they're going to get 3 stacks of his Blade Storm poke attack instead of 1. I don't even use Ash's 4. I just use him as a melee invis armor strip frame. So there's that. I still find Blade Storm extremely slow, and the clones are very slow as well. For Zephyr, her second ability, which is the subsumable ability, so keep that one in mind. Air Burst, it will give you more damage the more enemies you hit with it. So depending on how much that damage increase is per hit enemy, potentially could have a high damage nuke with Zephyrs too, which is subsumable. Also, her tornadoes. You can just tap the tornadoes to make stationary tornadoes, and you can hold it down to make the terrible tornadoes that she currently has, where they go all over the place. So, you know, good change to Zephyr. Hopefully she's who am I kidding? It's gonna still be Zephyr, all right. But at least you'll have stationary tornadoes. Potentially could use them in snare airburst shenanigans with Zephyr's airburst. Atlas, he's gonna have the thing where his rock wall, the always subsume off, will deal slash damage to enemies that shoot at it. And you know, it better be really high slash damage if you're gonna make me have to keep that stupid ability on there. So that's all they're changing on Atlas. Necros, his Soul Punch is actually going to get an execute function, which is kind of fun. If the enemy has 25% health or less, you actually will execute them, and they will die. And what you can do with that is it will create a shadow out of that dead enemy's corpse. And it will also heal your shadows if you already have the amount of, the cap of your shadows already. So it's a pretty nice change. Soul Punch still sucks, but, you know, it's a nice little extra functionality on it. And, I mean, it's not a downgrade. It's not making the ability worse. It's not making it too much better, but, you know, it's not worse. And then Nida's getting a nice change where when enemy is stuck inside his second ability Larva, and the enemy is killed, it has a chance to give you a stack of mutation, which is good because, you know, a lot of times you use Larva on Nidus. your teammates will just kill the enemies in the larva instantly, and you're just like, let me build my stacks. Like, I swear, like, every time there's a Nidus in the mission and they're actually, like, trying to get stacks, like, maybe I don't, but everyone just tries to nuke down the blob, because it's all the enemies pulled in one area. Might as well kill them. Alright, so that's some of the buffs they're doing there. So like I said, there's going to be a new Warfan with, and also there's going to be a new Warfan stance as well. So keep it out on that one being pretty cool. It looks pretty good in the video. The second Necromech will come with a new heavy grenade launcher, similar to the Kuvayanga, mixed with the Cortege. So basically, you'll kill a couple enemies and then release a bigger grenade. You have normal grenades and then a big grenade after a couple kills. We've got really basically not actual info on the Corpus Queen pins, like not the Corpus Liches. It's basically Corpus Liches. We really don't know much about them, so don't expect them too soon. We saw like one of their weapons, but you know, it's just concept art. Who really cares? You know what is kind of cool is they said they're actually going to make it. Remember how at TennoCon like last year or 2 years ago, they showed the Kuva Lich in like its like Star Destroyer, and you like attacked it? That's actually going to get added to the game, guys. They're actually going to finally add the Kuva Lich Star Destroyer boss fight in Railjack to the game. So that actually might bottleneck newer players that were like, because if you didn't know this, you can get like a Kuva Nucor at MR5. You can get a Kuva Brahma at MR5. Even though they have MR requirements to get the weapons in the Codex, when the weapon is actually created, it doesn't require you to build it. So you can bypass the MR requirement just by killing the Lich. So making it require you to have a good Railjack to kill the Lich might actually like, it will bottleneck some people for sure. I mean, I have a fully upgraded Railjack, but it's not like I want to play Railjack. Let me know in the comments if you like Railjack. I mean, I'm down to give Railjack another chance, because apparently they're going to be making a Corpus Railjack set up pretty soon here. You know, if they expand and make it more mission types, I'll try it at least. But yeah, they're going to make the Corpus, or the Kuva Lich Death Star fight from TennoCon 2 years ago in the game, actually. So that's good. Alright, moving on, we have Necromechs. Necromechs will be in actual missions. That was confirmed by Scott on Twitter. You will be able to use Necromechs in actual missions, hopefully with this update. He posted a video of it working, and he said this is good to go. So, yeah, that will be a really easy way to level up Necromechs. Just bring Necromechs to wherever you're going, whatever party you're going to, and level them up. Alright, so let's get into the Steel Essence stuff, guys. Are you ready to see what the D has done? Are you ready? Well, here you go. So, first off, Steel Essence will not drop from Eximus units anymore. Steel Essence farming is dead. And you know how you're going to get Steel Essence now? Well, they actually took my suggestion and kind of twisted it in a way I don't really like. So, they took my suggestion from, what video is that? They took my suggestion from this video, The Steel Path Sucks, and how I would improve it. They took some of my suggestions, and you know what they did to them? They twisted them into a demonic form of hatred and evil, and it's terrible. So they're removing Steel Essence dropping from Eximus units, so you won't ever get this much ever again in a mission. And they're adding mini-bosses to the Steel Path missions like I suggested. But you know what? Now when you get Steel Essence, it will drop from those mini-bosses. And they're most likely going to spawn every 5 minutes in survival. They didn't actually say that, but yeah, it seems like it will be like every rotation, I'm guessing. You'll get one of these enemies to appear, and it will be an Acolyte, like from the Acolyte event, like the mini Stalker dudes. So it will be kind of cool there, but expect them to be pretty tanky, and expect them to be kind of a pain in the butt. So, yeah. The Steel Path is basically dead for farming Kuva. It's going to be bad enough, in my opinion, that we might actually end up having to go back to Requiem survival and disruption and stuff. So here's my suggestion to you guys. There also will be these Steel Path daily missions.
Later today, for some reason, I don't know.
Or alerts, or whatever they're called. So you'll get Steel Path Essence from that. These will refresh daily, apparently. But it looks like, look at this, you only get one. That's not going to be affected by a booster either. So, yeah, here's my suggestion to you. I will be making another Steel Path farming video in the next couple of days. Just to, like, make sure that everyone knows some frequently asked questions and all that kind of stuff. Farm this while you can. This update is coming out sometime in November. You will never be able to get this much Steel Essence and Kuva ever again, guys. I got 300 and something from this mission, and we were here for under 2 hours. That's 200,000 Kuva in 2 hours, guys. If you want to roll Rivens, farm Steel Essence on Odin, on Ani and the Void, on wherever the heck you want to go. There's plenty of places. I mean, I don't have to make a video on everything, but this will be gone. The Xmas units will still drop Riven Slivers, but we all know how useless Riven Slivers are when you have like 1,000 of them. Okay, so I'm not happy about this, but then again, this was too good to keep around. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Getting 200,000 Kuva in 2 hours was too good to keep around. It was dropping the prices of Rivens. It was like I just didn't. It was so good, like there was just no reason to do any other Kuva farm. Kuva floods were a waste of time. Requiem Survival was a waste of time unless you were getting relics to like sell or something like that. So yeah, it probably had to get nerfed. And the way I look at it, the way they're nerfing this, making it so you get a limited amount of Steel Essence, that means they're not going to nerf Korra for this reason specifically. This makes me think it's less likely they're going to nerf the Korra. So yeah. So what I can tell you in the future is that they will be adding some new stuff to Teshin's store, and yeah, farm it while you can. I'll probably be doing this like 1 hour every day until they nerf this, which we don't know when this is coming out. It's probably going to be like mid to late November, guys. So you have been given your warning. If you have a stat stick for Korra, go crazy. LFG it up, and keep in mind that it will never be this good ever again. So hopefully you found this video helpful. I know I missed plenty of stuff on the dev stream, but this is the stuff I wanted to talk about here. And the Steel Essence thing is important in my opinion. So yeah, you know, at least it will be more interesting. There will be like mini bosses. It just won't be the like mindless like bullet sponge mode. So there's that. I'll talk to you guys next time. Hopefully you found it helpful, and it is officially 1 a.m. Peace.